Both of them basically said, "You seem nice. Not going to happen." And they just wholesomely got up and walked away. And I was like, I need to be like that. I need to be like that. That
Story about a video game or movie that helped you through a tough time.
That's a tough one.
Well, yeah, it's a tough time.
mm, mm. All right, Joe, what's yours?
So a couple come to mind. The first one isn't. I know that it specifically says video game or movie, but one of the first thoughts I had was a board game. To be honest.
Okay.
So before my dad died, what happened is he had a brain aneurysm. They resuscitated him, and he was in a coma for about a week. And so every day we went and we sat in the hospital waiting room, and we brought a board game with us every day. It was the same board game. Like, we brought several, but we always ended up playing this Star Wars board game called Epic Duels. And they've got different branded, like the company that made it, I think it's Hasbro, or maybe Milton Bradley. But regardless, they've got a whole bunch of different ones where I don't know if they're all branded Epic Duels, but it's basically the same game but different franchises. So they've got like I think my brother had a Transformers one, but we had the Star Wars one, and we played that to pass the time and to distract us and to help us there. And we were in that waiting room for basically 4 full days. Like, we were there for like 12 hours a day for 4 days before they officially declared my dad dead. And so that it really helped the distraction to stave off overthinking what was happening. And so that helped a lot. It helped a ton.
Okay, yeah.
I wish I had a copy of the game at this point. I assume my brother still does, because it was his game that we were playing. I tried looking for it a while back, but every like, you can't buy it new anymore, but all of the used ones were like hundreds of dollars, and I was like, oh, wow. Well, guess not. But yeah, it was a good game.
I hear you. I can't think of anything specific. Other than kind of what popped into mind was, at one point I had I don't remember, it's a Game Boy that was a little square that would pop up the screen, and you'd have the top screen you played on and the bottom screen for like menus and stuff. I don't remember which Game Boy that was. This as an adult, so you're talking mid 2000s, because I was married and I was working in the ER. And I remember it got me through some ER nights, but those weren't tough. Working in the ER is just boring. But then I think it's my grandmother passed away during that time. I think I used it some to distract myself then. But what really came to mind, Final Fantasy Tactics was the game I played then constantly. But really, when I just power through, right? My tough times seem to be just either I'm living it or I'm not. So I don't really have a coping mechanism, other than I do know if I really want to put a smile on my face, really want to just have a dose of joy and sunshine, I'll go watch Love on the Spectrum again. And I have to say again now, because I've watched all the newest episodes, and it takes so long for them to make it and edit it and this and that and the other. It was a big deal last year, and they got the people on the show, the ladies and gentlemen on the show, got to go do different Netflix things and became a bit more of celebrities. Like, I think they should be. They have some good. It's the most wholesome reality show you'll ever see, and it's about people with autism and sometimes Down syndrome. And I believe there's one or two other things that qualify to be in this grouping of needing help. They want love in their life, and they need some coaching and help on how to find that, dealing with whatever they're dealing with in life. And it is just the purest form of humanity, man. It is so straightforward and honest and loving. And like one of my favorite examples is, I think, from the first season, this guy and girl sat down on this date. He goes, "Do you like dinosaurs?" And she's like, "No, not really." She's like, and they had met outside because that's where I guess she had requested. Like, "You like being outside?" He's like, "No, not really." And like, okay, you both of them basically said, "You seem nice. Not gonna happen." And they just wholesomely got up and walked away. And I was like, I need to be like that. I need to be like that. So yeah, that's Love on the Spectrum. There's a couple of different versions. There's I believe 2 seasons out of Australia, definitely a couple of seasons out of America. Uh, both of them phenomenal. Just
Hmm.
is just watching people who don't understand social cues, so they don't have weird feelings about saying things, and they don't carry a lot of guilt. They just, for the most part, they do have feelings, right? They do get hurt feelings. They do feel lonely, but they don't have a problem saying they feel lonely. And it helps me breathe every once in a while. I didn't, now that I mentioned it, I should go rewatch season 1 of Australia. I think that was the very first one that came out, and watch that again. But that's mine.